Hi, everyone, and welcome to Book Club with Bay. I am Bay, and this is Bay. Say hi, Bay.
Hi, Bay.
And this is Other Bay. Say hi.
Hello.
And today we're talking about Before I Wake by Rachel Vincent. The
X book.
1,
Six?
2, 3, 4,
sixth?
5. It's the sixth plus the 3 novellas, so the ninth, but sixth.
It's book 6 because those are all halves before this. This is the 6th book.
Yeah, true.
In the Soul Screamer series, by Rachel Vincent. And so we're going to talk about it. And I guess we're going to start with ratings. Okay. First of all, these books have Nephret syndrome.
Yes, I was meaning to ask you what you meant by that.
Okay,
There's
there's
a lot of things you could mean by Nephret syndrome.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and say like what I mean by that because like it's hard for me to rate it because there's some good shit in here as usual, but like these books are suffering from Nephret syndrome, and what I mean by that is like Nephret was introduced to us as a villain in book 1 of House of Night, right? And by book 6, we're like, all right, fucking kill the bitch.
I agree.
And at this point, I'm like, can somebody please murder Avari or just do something with him or move to Montana? I don't know. Like, fucking just pick the school up off
I
the
agree.
hot
I do agree with that.
Like,
At least the last book had like a separate antagonist, but
it's still roundabout connected to Avari.
Yeah, but he was like in one scene at least. Or not in his head.
But it's still
fuckable.
Avari. Like, it was just because the thing is that what's
he's
annoying
been the main
me,
antagonist of so many books by this point.
But what's also annoying me though is that because we have so many secondary antagonists, these books could function a lot more like mercy books.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, okay, so for this book, say hypothetically, you know how we were talking about like you could consolidate different characters and make them a single character and you could reuse characters and like that's cool. Say like Avari, instead of being like the antagonist, was just like some guy that we defeated and now he's just kind of floating in the background because you can't get rid of him. Okay, fine. Say like you feed Thane's soul to Avari and now he's like a soulless and then just say that Thane is actually the antagonist and that's it. Cool. Now you have like a mercy book type thing. And then say you just let the incubus be the fucking antagonist and then you don't have an also Avari at the end of the book.
Yeah.
Cool. And like you could just like clean like something that would clean these books
the structure's up. Almost there. It's almost there.
Yeah, something that would clean these books up plot wise would be eliminating the and also Avari from the end of all the books.
Because I mean like I'm bringing this one up because it's also by Rachel Vincent, but like in Shifters, right? What's his face? Bad dude. What's his name? Malone.
Okay, thank you. I have no idea.
Yeah, like,
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know.
He was like the serious antagonist, but there was so many other but it wasn't like so. Oh. I think one because it was political, but two, there was so many other storyline stuff and issues that came up that had nothing to do with Malone. That it wasn't annoying that he was the main antagonist of the series.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, it's like Avari's doing a thing again. Oh dear. So everything is like it all goes back to Avari.
One thing that's like a little less annoying is that it's not like Nephret is taking over the school the entire time, so it's less bad. Yeah. I'll say that.
It definitely is.
But it's just like
he changes up his MO every book at least.
Yeah, but it's just like at some point
you just fucking murder a guy.
At some point you have to figure out that like you should stop going to school. Like just like if you stop going to school,
you're dead. Just stop going to school because you're fucking dead. Who gives a shit? You can't get a diploma.
I have a secret for you. He's the antagonist next book too.
I mean, I figured his next the last one. Like, are we almost done?
Yes.
It's the last one next. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Cool. Cool.
And that's just what's like getting really frustrating. And like I said, I think what could actually, I don't have a rating, I'm sorry, but what could actually fix a lot of the, I'm gonna say gunkiness. Yeah, what could like goo off what you could do to take some goo off to the series is if you literally just removed Avari from most of the books. It would clean a lot of shit up.
I agree.
Yeah, like this book was a mixture of eye rolling and gagging.
Yeah, and
I was
eye rolling for
I was
a lot.
I was heaving this whole book.
And eye rolling
Like-
for a lot of reasons. I mean, like I'm gonna bullet point through some of my reasons. First of all, we pinpointed this last book, last big book, not novella. But the fact that Kaylee, when she came back, didn't say, I framed Nash for murder because Beck said that if I didn't, he would rape my cousin and my best friend.
To death.
To death. He said he would do it to death. He said he would rape them to death. Is flabbergasting to me because it would have solved so many problems. Because now Nash is just like, I can't believe you framed me for murder. And she's like, you know what? I'm sorry. And it's like, I'm sorry is not what you say. What you say is, here is why. And she's like, I don't want to hurt Emma.
Well, because the thing as well is, right, like it seems like Nash has been made aware of it between books at some point. Or he just didn't have much of a reaction when she says it to him this book. I don't know which one. But
I don't think he has, because there's other information that he just doesn't have.
Yeah. But if he had known as well, right, because I also understand why he's still angry even after he finds out, because he's been living a month with everyone still believing that he did try and kill her. Because he was like, but had he known from the get-go, right, it could have been a thing where they were all like, the gang as a united front were like, Kaylee did what she said that
Kaylee did what she had to do, yeah.
He said if she didn't, they were gonna rape Emma and Sophie. He was gonna rape Emma and Sophie to death. And that would have been the story. And Beck would have been an even bigger monster. And that would have been a big deal.
It doesn't even seem like Sabine knows what happened.
Yeah.
At least Sabine isn't. Because here's the thing. Sabine, for all her faults, is a very practical person.
She is.
And so if she had said to Sabine, here's why I did it, Sabine would have gone, yeah, okay.
Yeah, fair.
Because there's a moment in this book where, like, so where Thane is like doing a bad, and Thane is like, choose. And Nash doesn't choose to trade Kaylee for Sabine. And Nash is like, well, I couldn't just like choose. And Sabine goes, you fucking idiot. I wasn't going to let him take Kaylee. Todd wasn't going to let him take Kaylee. You weren't going to let him take Kaylee. I just
wanted you to choose me.
Yeah, like really.
He was like, none of us were going to let any of us go with him. You fucking idiot. And so she's like a dramatic but practical person.
She is.
So
I something we can't fault her for at all.
And it makes me sad. It made me sad when she referred to Kaylee as her friend in the first book she was in, and then in this one she was like, "You're my first girlfriend," and Kaylee was like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Fuck you, Kaylee." I'm asking the same question, but for the opposite reason.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, Sabine, why would we be friends? It's like, no, more like, Sabine, why would you want to be Kaylee's friend?
Also, the Sophie bullying. I don't condone the Sophie bullying that is in this book.
No. I also do like, though, that like Kaylee finds out that Sophie went to the Nether in this book, and she's like, oh god, how did that happen? How are you still breathing? And it's just like, because Sophie's badass, that's why.
Because Sophie didn't give no shits about fucking Crimson Creeper, bro.
No,
Yeah, and
she's not
also
pussy about it. She's like, I will shred my hand to free myself.
can I just say too, another subtly badass moment in this book is when Kaylee is like, oh, Sophie did this and then she quit this last year, and Luke is like, actually she quit this last year, you dumb bitch. And I was like,
I've been here 5 minutes and I fucking know.
I was like, ooh. I was like, oh yes. Oh yes. Point out that you must know Sophie in order to hate her. Please.
I like Luca. He's a good boy.
I like Luca too.
No, I enjoyed that because it was a little moment of like, if you're gonna hate her, show her some fucking respect. And I was like, yeah.
At least know fucking something about her, bro.
Yeah. And that just like that gave me a little bit of joy. Because it was just like,
okay, I do have to say that, okay, because I pulled up one specific Todd moment, right? Because this one was the first one that made me go, ooh.
Okay, real quick though, R.I.P. Todd.
Yeah.
I still love him no matter what. You know me, I'm a sucker though, so just to let me love him in my corner by myself.
We also do need to point out as well that Kaylee has been described in every book as having zero body shape.
Yeah.
She's a stick, and that's about it. She's like lucky to fit an A cup. She's got no hips, no butt. She's a stick.
Yeah.
Okay. She's currently dressed in a candy stripper costume. Okay, and that wasn't me mispronouncing.
Candy
she's
striper.
dressed as a slutty. She's dressed as a slutty candy striper, aka a candy stripper. And Todd says something about how she doesn't need to wear the costume, and she's like, "Say no costume." Nah, don't get me wrong. It's hot, but it's hot in an obvious kind of way. It's not really you. Because I'm not obviously sexy. Because you are obviously sexy. Some girls may need costumes to make guys want them, but I couldn't possibly want you more than I do right now, no matter what you're wearing or not wearing. No.
I don't even have words.
That's what we had to listen to, by the way.
I know, that's why I refuse to listen to like any of these books, other than the fact that I would not know anything that happened. But also because I don't want love interests to be ruined by bad voice acting. I like being a sucker, and I'm gonna sit here.
Okay, real quick. I have a cute story. It's a cute mini story. So, I was at my parents' house, and I forget where the fuck we were going. It doesn't matter. But I got into the car with them, because I was at their house and we were going somewhere from there. And we get into the car. And you know how sometimes, like, depending on the kind of stereo system you have, it'll just start playing whatever it was you were playing the second it connects to your phone. So it's connected to my dad's phone, and it starts playing the last thing he was listening to. And he was listening to Blackwood's The Beginning. It was really cute.
What chapter was he on?
He was on chapter 6 when Naomi gets there. It was Blaine complaining about her beauty sleep, and I was like, "Is this Blackwood's?" Really cute. It made me happy.
That's cute.
I need to finish listening to
Yes, we do.
PTBOR this week.
Yeah, so he can listen to it. But yeah, anyway. So all right, I don't know if I have any other like random thoughts, because I'm just trying to think, because sometimes like I'll forget to say the shit that just pops into my head, but yeah, I don't this like I think like we said last stream, Sophie had a lot more development in her novella than Kaylee has had.
Yeah,
which is kind of frustrating, because all these books, I don't think it's the titles, I think it's the books. They feel very samey. It feels like I've read this book times.
Yeah.
Except now we're just with a different guy.
Yeah. So it doesn't feel like I'm reading a different book, which is oddly frustrating. Okay, it's not oddly, but it's frustrating as a reader, because you're like, how many times can I read the same fucking book? Like, I get that she's dead now. And I think her being dead is supposed to present like a new struggle bus.
But
And
she's
because she had such a hard time remaining physical, and the only way she can feel anything is when she's with Todd.
yeah, okay.
Kill me. Kill me.
Yeah, kill me too.
Okay, kill me.
But
We're
it's
getting
not-
it's a bit of Twilight syndrome. The only way that an undead person can feel anything is when they're with their person.
Yeah, you're right. It's Twilight Syndrome. God damn it.
but like it's not enough. It's not done in a way that like because when it was done with Todd, it worked. But
Yeah.
on Kaylee, it feels like insipid whining.
Well, yeah, because Todd has actually been dead for a while, and he went through
No,
some
but-
shit.
Well, like in
I mean,
Reaper, right, when we see Todd after he comes back, we didn't get to watch him just be like, "Oh, poor me, I am now dead. I shall live forever in this body of thine.
Mhm.
I can't feel a thing." Whereas Kaylee's like, "I can't feel a thing unless I'm with you. I love you. That's all I want, just you, because you're the only thing that can make me feel." That's Kaylee this book. Every time he talks to Todd, you're the only thing that can make me feel.
But also, like, as I don't know, as a reader, like, it doesn't feel different.
No, it doesn't at all. She hasn't grown at all.
Yeah, like, I don't feel like she's learned anything.
Well, it's kind of like how
Because, like, for example,
It's kinda-
Emma's still out of the loop.
I know, poor Emma.
So she hasn't changed her behavior. So, like, and not to draw back to Mercy Thompson, but to draw back to Mercy Thompson. In the first couple Mercy books, Mercy doesn't make a habit of telling people things or like telling people where she's going. But by book 3, she's like, so I told Samuel everything so that he would know where to find my dead body. And like she's constantly filling people in. Because she's like, oh, people will care if I die.
That's
Like,
called
she-
character development.
Right. She is between books 1 and 3, she accepts that if she dies, people will give a shit. And so we have crossed that bridge, and so okay, cool. So now she just rolls with it, and she's cool with that, and she acts like it. And but like she saw how hurt Emma was by not being by being told last, and she's seen how like much damage it has done to not tell Emma things, and consistently is just like, I'm just gonna not tell her to protect her, and it's like
and also
it's not protecting her.
She's discovered as well that protecting her potentially does put her in harm's way more often because she's unprotected.
Yeah, because she doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, and she hasn't, and she's been like, oh, maybe I just like me being Emma's friend isn't like it's not helpful for Emma, and she hasn't gotten to the point where she's been like, if Emma wants to be my friend, she will be my friend. If she doesn't want to be my friend, she won't be my friend.
Yeah,
she hasn't gotten to the point where she's like, Emma can make her own choices about whether or not she wants to be my friend, and we can roll from there.
Yeah,
and it's like it's been 6 books of you not getting to that point.
Maybe she'll actually have to now.
Well, and it's also like the stuff with Sophie is still frustrating because it feels like too little, too late.
Well, especially with 1 book left, yeah.
Because, like, do we as the reader know that Sophie is not a piece of shit? Yeah, but Kaylee doesn't.
And Kaylee's never going to because Kaylee's Kaylee.
And a lot more could have been done with that, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember where they get to by the end of next book.
But I feel like something, because, what happened in the novella is a result of her mom dying and her dying, which means that could have happened anywhere.
Yeah.
And
it means that we could.
And like, how many times has Sophie been possessed now as well?
Fucking, I know, right?
And so I feel like we could have done a lot more with Sophie, and we could have done a lot more with like Kaylee and Sophie bonding under like all that kind of stuff. And we could have done a lot more growth and development there. And she still has like done absolutely no growing when it comes to Nash. The only thing she has accepted is like, we don't belong together, but but she's accepted it for all the wrong reasons. She's like, I accept that we don't belong together, but because I have a boner for his brother, which is a good reason, don't get me wrong. But it's like, okay, yes, but also.
Yeah. Oh, no, this Kaylee, I think, is even more insufferable now because she's
dead.
Yeah, well, because now she's also got a whole new bag of tricks, and so she's even more like self-righteously insufferable than ever before.
Well, yeah, she's incredibly selfish.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine. That can be fun, but nobody treats her like she's a selfish
and
shit, except for Sophie.
And Sophie's the bad guy for it, apparently. Like, Sophie, once again, Sophie is Aphrodite.
I would love to talk to some authors and be like, listen, did you intend for this person to come off this way and like for this person to actually be like the right one in the situation?
Yeah. Did you intend for the reader to identify with the bitchy mean girl?
Yeah, because keeps happening, guys.
Yeah, like, because I'm sorry, but you wind up empathizing with Aphrodite way more than the nerd herd. Because the thing is, like, what's funny is in this book, Kaylee goes, "I'm not a slut," to somebody, and
You kind of are.
And it's like, it's not that you're a slut, but you did.
But you did cheat on your boyfriend with his brother.
In public
After stringing your
boyfriend along,
your addict boyfriend along for a very long time, making him humiliate himself, all while another person was begging you to stop playing him. I'm just saying. And then Sophie's a bad person because I don't know what.
Because she waited months between her previous boyfriend going insane and before she got a new boyfriend. Well, it's the same way that Aphrodite is a slut because she gave her boyfriend a blowjob.
Yep.
And then had one other boyfriend who was the love of her life. Whereas Zoe's cheated on more people with more people than I could count on one hand, literally.
I mean,
and that's
Eric with Laurent. Then she cheated on
Eric
Heath with Eric, and then Eric with Heath, and then Heath with Stark, and then Stark with Heath, and then Stark with probably Eric, and then Eric with Stark, and then like Stark with Erebus or whatever, not Erebus,
with Kelowna
too, with Kelowna, and then Eric with Kelowna, I think, and Heath with Kelowna, and then like I think we're on a fifth hand, like a third, fourth hand already. Like, this is too much.
And this is in the first 5 books.
Yeah.
In like a 16-book series, this is in the first 5 books that all this has happened.
Oh, and then she cheats on Stark with Stark. So,
yeah, and Aphrodite gives her boyfriend a blowjob, so she's the world's biggest slut.
Zoe fucked her teacher, bro. Like, sorry.
And I explained all of that to Noah. Like the thing about Laurent. I know we're talking about House Night, but we're gonna.
We always talk about House Night.
I explained that to Noah, and because he was like, "No, it's super creepy." I was like, "Well, what you have to understand is that, from the perspective of a teenage girl, and you're reading it, you hear like when you're reading it, what you see is like he's in his super early 20s, and he is the hottest thing to ever have hotted ever."
Mm-hmm.
And when you're a young teenager, poetry works. Okay, I'm sorry, it did.
Not haiku,
Sadly.
But
sorry, I had to taste. But yeah, no, I will say though, if
I skimmed over the
you want to
poetry.
seduce someone, if you
Huh?
want to seduce someone, though, don't use haiku because it sounds like what I
No.
just did, which was a sneeze.
But like as a young teenager, it was like obviously Laurent's the hottest because he's the oldest.
Okay. But yeah, exactly. That's
Because-
just how it was. And guys are the same way.
And
well, because that's how
also,
that's how young teenage brain works. Is you're like hot guy is
And he-
oldest guy,
yeah, and it's also like, okay, if he'd been 40, it would have been really creepy, right?
and he looked
Even
40.
He was like 19, right?
Also,
Like he was
you have to keep in mind, we're
he was
reading
24
vampire.
and 24.
Yeah, you also have to keep in mind we're reading vampire fiction, where like it being 100 doesn't matter.
Stefan is 180 years old and Elena's 17. Like, same with Bella and Edward. Like,
Yeah, I will say the difference between Bella and Edward and Elena and Stefan is that Edward is still a 17-year-old boy. He's just lived a really long time.
yeah, well, Stefan
Whereas Stefan is
are 180-year-old men that are in the bodies of 17 and 19-year-olds.
yeah.
But how old is Damon supposed to be? Is he supposed to be like 21 or something?
No, I think he's meant to be like mid-20s because like he's
Okay.
I think he's about 6 or 7 years at least older than Stefan.
Yeah.
There's a big enough age gap that when they had like a little boy playing Stefan in a flashback, Damon was still Damon.
Yeah.
So, I think there's probably close. I think yes, Damon's probably supposed to be about 24, 25 or something.
Cool.
I don't know.
Old enough that he never goes back to high school.
Well, he'd look a bit silly. Okay, Damon was 25.
Okay.
And Stefan was
17.
17.
But Ian was 30 when he started playing him, I think.
He didn't look 30, I'll give him that.
He definitely didn't look 25 by the end though.
He already isn't.
You know what,
Season 5. He's not looking
like,
25.
Yeah, I mean I will say though, like this is also why that they did probably cast someone way older, right? Or not way older, but you know, look at Jeremy from season 1 to season to his last appearance, whatever season that's in. They could not have cast a younger man, like even like a 20-year-old to play Damon, because they fill the fuck out, like in their early 20s.
Yeah.
Like Jeremy went from a scrawny little kid to like broad and buff. as shit.
Emo boy.
Yeah.
To 100.
Like his neck tripled in size in the span of the show.
I know, right?
Wait, TJ, this is a total side tangent. Have I shown you my my stamping box that I keep all my stamping stuff in?
You should see mine. Oh, is that what you use?
At Christian's place, yeah, because I didn't want to get it on stuff, and
I just use a paper towel.
I had one next to me. I still didn't do it. I still just put it on the box.
I just use paper towels. But
I still need to put all my stuff in.
My
the box.
vape is I guess because it comes off. My vape is just covered in like nail polish and paint and
It's fine.
like my life. You know.
You know what we should probably start doing though?
No, don't say it.
Don't
No.
fucking look at me like shut the fuck up, babe.
Shit, it's been a half hour and we haven't even started.
No, but we've talked about. All right, so it's
about
been
what happens,
months since
right?
If I Die. Kaylee is just now going back to school. It's a week before her birthday. Madeline.
Are we just gonna go through the plot points and then discuss as we go? Like,
Yep, that's what we're doing.
excellent.
We totally
Do the
don't
dramatic
have
reading.
So Madeline comes.
Yeah, because none of us took notes.
None of us took notes. I'm sorry. Look, here's the thing. Side note. Also,
These books are
to make our tangents feel better, I did officially get diagnosed with ADHD.
Hey.
So
Is that an affordable thing?
if that helps. No,
Yeah,
fuck it. Okay, but real quick, it did not go how I expected it to go. I expected there to be like a thing, but instead, my doctor, I was like, hey, I want to talk about this. I think I might blah, blah, blah. And he went, yeah, I know. Is it easier on your insurance if I just give you the diagnosis or something? And I was like, how? Oh, like, why didn't you tell me? He was like, I don't know. I thought you knew.
It's like, no, thank you, sir.
And I was like,
did not.
no, I did not know that. And he was like, oh, okay.
Welcome to the club, babe.
And I was like, cool.
You know, it explains her how we can't ever stay on topic.
You're just dragging Addie down with us. But
Well, because I just like there are books I want to talk about the plot, and then there are times where I'm just like, I just want to chat with my friends. I just want to chat with my friends.
and she and I did not stay on topic. And this is how that one time when we were unsupervised, we wound up talking for 5 hours.
In our defense, we were talking about the book the whole time, but it was just gushing about Adrian and Sydney the whole time. We couldn't get to the plot because every time they had a cute, we had to talk about it for 20 minutes.
Okay, anyway. So just from last book, Kaylee is now
An extractor.
a retriever. She's a golden retriever.
She's a death cop, is what I call her.
Barks. Barkity bark bark.
Did you know?
Yeah,
they
she's
use beagles?
What?
Did you know they use beagles in customs to find cheese and food?
Yes.
I didn't.
Oh, now it's my turn to tangent. Okay.
Excellent.
When I was doing my animal studies course, which was my pre-vet nursing course, we had like one of Australia's most renowned dog trainers come in and have a chitty chat with us, and he does a lot of the drug dog training and fruit dog training and stuff because we're very picky about our fruit. Like imported fruit is big no-no type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he had his little dog, right? And this woman, the dog reacts to this woman's bag, and it was a fruit dog, not a drug dog.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, do you have any fruit on you? If you do, please hand it over and we'll dispose of it, and that'll be that. And she's like, no, I don't. And he's like, well, we have to search your bag. And she's like, I do not consent. So then they had to get the cops in because you can't refuse to have your bag checked when a customs dog does a sniffy sniff.
Yeah.
They managed to open up her bag, and in it was, I think he said there was about 30 kilos of the best looking marijuana he's ever seen. Like, he's like, this stuff, like the smell, everything, it was like top notch marijuana. And sitting on top was apple. He's like, she's going to jail for 40
she had
years
an apple.
because she had an apple and wouldn't give it to us. It's like, had
My
she
friend-
given us the apple,
She would be
wouldn't have
fine.
checked her
They
bag.
would not question it. Yeah. My friend's mom, they were coming back from Switzerland, and she had a Kit Kat in her bag, and she didn't realize she did. So the beagle was going crazy, and she was like, "I didn't bring anything back." Like, she's the most straight-laced woman ever. She's like, I'm not trying to bring anything in." She's freaking the fuck out. And so they search her bag, and they're like, "Oh, they haven't had their snack yet, so I guess he just smelled your Kit Kat and was like, I want to eat that. But no, you're fine. You can bring a Kit Kat." So this poor woman had a fucking heart attack because dog hungry. Dog want Kit Kat.
Sniffer dogs also need to be rotated multiple times a day and given breaks because one, they get a bit desensitized, or they
say, "I want
hungry
Kit Kat."
Well, like what was really funny about going over to Oz was like witnessing customs because
you got a really relaxed customs though.
we did. I don't know if it was the area I was in or like what. I don't know, like they funnel you into like certain areas or something, or like what happened because I wasn't even like in line. They were just coming up to people.
I think it was probably because it was like one of the first flights of the day, so they could be a
Yeah.
bit more casual.
Yeah, but it was super cash because like people just came right up to you, and they were like, hey, have you stepped in any soil lately? And the correct answer to that question is no.
Yep.
Everybody else is going no, 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 and one guy went, oh, as a matter of fact, I have been romping around in dirt.
So he got all the way and we never saw him again.
And that was the wrong answer to that question. But and so like people just descended onto this man, and he was like, and and then they ushered him away, and I was like, oh, okay, bye, I'm tired, I'm leaving.
From memories, but like you had to say, so where do we go for customs? And the person next to you went, that was customs. That's it. You leave.
Yeah, because I spoke to somebody.
Oh,
and
yeah.
no.
You asked about if you had any fruit.
Yes, it was like, you have any fruit? No, I don't do things like that. And and then and then have you stood in any soil recently? And it was the soil one just like sticks out to me because that's where he fucked up, and it was so dramatic. And I said to somebody, what do we do about customs? And they were like, that was fucking customs. And I was like, what do you mean that was customs? I was so nervous. I was so nervous about customs, and they were like, no, you can just like go to Australia now. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like,
yeah, I was really lucky when we came home from New Zealand because we were in a group of like 16 people, and we decided we went to the bathroom, we went to the duty-free store, we did this, we did that, and then we were the last ones to collect our bags, and we could see the lines. There was like maybe like a couple thousand people, maybe lining up at customs. I'm like, well, fuck. And then a customs agent walks over and they're like, you all together? And we're like, yes. And they're like, excellent. Does anyone have this, 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 or this? And we're like, and my cousin Ben was like, I got one of those. And they're like, let's have a look. He showed it. He's like, oh, it was something wooden. It was like a wooden statue.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, it's lacquered. It's fine. Okay, well, come with me then. And then they ushered us out. I was like, so if you ever don't want to go through customs, go with a really large group of people and linger and be the last ones waiting.
Well, like,
and
it is true. Being an American, going through American customs is a dream. It was so easy because, like, you walk up and they're just like, "Oh yeah, welcome back." Just like, and they just like basically don't ask you anything. They're just like, do you have like anything objectionable? Like nothing specific. And I was just like, I have a water bottle. And they're like, we don't give a shit. Come through. And like that was it. They're like,
oh yeah, because I want to bring wine back from Europe if I can. If not, I can always ship it. But like, I want to bring wine back from Europe because it's wine and it's Europe.
Depending on how much you get, it might be better to post it because it's often cheaper.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Also true.
Like when we were in New Zealand, we found it was going to be cheaper to post like 8 big boxes full of stuff that we bought.
I mean, just like one bottle of wine.
I'm not talking about wine. I'm just saying in general, it's cheaper, like for weight issues. Then
like weigh your bag.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the advantage to being on a cruise. You can buy as much shit as you want, and it doesn't. You do not have to worry about bag weightage on a cruise. And we didn't think about that when we were on the cruise because we went to a cruise to New Zealand and then we stayed in New Zealand and then flew back. So yeah, we had to post everything. So like our bags were too heavy to begin with. We had to post clothes that we took with us as well back because otherwise we we're going to pay an extra like between me and my mum and my dad about an extra $500.
Jesus.
If we took him in our bags.
Okay, you guys explain what Madeline is, and I will be right back.
Okay, Madeline is Extractor boss lady.
Yeah.
So we met her briefly last week, and she was like, Kaylee, you can have the red pill or the blue pill. The red pill kills you, the blue pill makes you an extractor. That's Madeline. So Kaylee is...
Gives her a job, right? Yeah.
yeah, so Kayla's about to go back to her first day of school since she died but survived. And Madeline rocks up and she's like, "We got a rogue reaper. You need to go do a thing." And she's like, "I got school." And she's like, "Too bad. You got to go do a thing. Have a locket."
Yeah, it's like, bitch, you're dead. Go to going to school. That's funny.
Yeah. She's like, "Have a locket. It stores souls. It's like a thing. So go." And so then Kaylee goes to a donut shop. And she's like, dead donut owner. Where's Reaper? And then she's like, there's Thane. Oh, crap, it's Thane. What are you doing here, Thane? How dare you? And he's like, ha 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 ha. And then she gets the soul and he bleeps away.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so there's sorry.
There's been a few changes at school.
Yeah, there's been a few changes at school. So there's a new maths teacher. And Emma is dating a guy called Jason.
I will say the reason why we do say maths, because this is your case, maths makes more sense, and I will tell you why. Maths is short for mathematics. You don't say mathematic. I'm going to do some mathematic. I'm going to do some mathematics. You guys are wrong.
The math sounds better.
So anywho, Emma's dating a guy named Jason, and Luca, the necromancer, is
oh
dating.
God! I just saw that Jason has a Y in it.
Yeah,
it
does.
Like that. Why does she put Y's where they don't belong? Rachel. Does Rachel secretly want us to change her name to
R-A-Y? Yes.
Rachel.
Is that what it is? You can make
No.
a yes, Rachel. Just stop doing this to your poor characters. So anyway, so what this skips over is that there's people are mobbing her at school, and Emma has to rescue her, and people are like, I can't believe that you died. Were you boinking? Were you boinking your maths teacher? Were you trying to have his bebes? All that kind of stuff.
Incubus bebes?
Yeah. Oh, also, at this point, BT dubs, Emma's sister is pregnant, and Kaylee,
she doesn't
the dumb fucking whore, has not bothered to tell Emma that her sister is pregnant with a murderous incubus bait. What has Emma learned? What has Emma learned? I'm going to explain to you what Emma has, or what Kaylee has learned. It is this. It is nothing. Kaylee has learned nothing.
We do get, it does get a brief mention. This book is Harmony's off gathering her roots and herbs and stuff to do a thing. Mm-hmm. But what's her name? What's her sister's name?
Tracy. I don't think
Tracy.
that's it, but that's
it is Tracy. Yes.
Good job.
Which, also though, I will say as well, Emma and her sisters are supposed to be the hottest family in town, right? Tracy's not a sexy name. You could have at least given her a sexy name.
It's Tracy with an I too, I'm pretty sure. It's the stripper version of Tracy. I'm pretty sure.
No,
don't quote me on that.
I'm gonna see, but this site has
see if I'm right.
I'm gonna go to the previous one. Oh, you know what? I've just got the book open. I'll search. TRA. Yes, so she did a Casey thing with Tracy's name.
It's with an I, isn't it?
Yeah, TRACI. I guess that makes it a bit more slutty. It's fine now.
Yeah, so
the Marshall sisters are renowned for being kind of whorish. Okay, it's fine.
All right. Yeah. So, but she hasn't bothered to tell Emma that her sister is pregnant with an incubus baby, which is just
that's a bad friend move.
Both of you, if you know that either I or my sister who doesn't exist is pregnant with a murderous baby, please tell me.
That's a hard ass.
If you think my feelings are going to be hurt, I would like to know this information.
Also, tell me if he was going to threaten to rape me to death.
Yeah, well, also though, like, if I knew that you or your hypothetical imaginary sister that you don't actually have was just pregnant in general, I would tell you.
I would tell you
I'd be
too.
like, look, don't. I'd be like, look, don't tell her I told you because I think she wants to do a big announcement. But surprise, Arnie time, huzzah! And
Yeah.
if you were pregnant and I knew, I'd be like, hey babe, did you realize you were pregnant? Did you know?
I mean, honestly, because you've been pregnant twice and I've never been pregnant, there's probably going to be a day where I'm going to be like, hey, I'm kind of feeling like this is kind of weird. And you're probably going to be like, oh, babe, hey, guess what?
You're with child.
You're probably going to know I'm pregnant before I'm pregnant anyway. So you're probably going to be the one to tell me I'm pregnant.
And you're like, time to pee on a stick.
Let's be completely honest about the situation. Let's not kid ourselves. But like, I mean, I tell you guys everything. So I that's another thing I don't understand is in books, best friends that don't tell each other everything. How do you live like that? Who are you telling things to?
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be some, like, I mean, we don't discuss details of, our sex life and stuff like that, which fine, like that's I'm fine with that. But there's the point is there's some things you don't necessarily discuss with other people. But you generally, best friends generally feel like, so a thing happened.
I mean,
thing happened.
I'm pretty sure this is the same for you guys, but there will be time for Noah's like, all right, so I'm going to tell you something and don't tell anybody else. And I'm like, okay.
I've already opened the message to Addie. What's up? Like,
I'm like,
maybe I should just do voice record
right now. And I'm like, no, actually, I'm texting the Bay group chat, but how would you like to proceed?
I would like to proceed.
I'm just texting them both at once, so I don't have to do it twice. But yes,
this way works.
Oh, that reminds me. The inspiration for our group chat name. I have to do that again.
Well, don't worry, we got you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get to avoid it. I have to go again.
Oh no!
I should also do that this year, I think.
I don't.
Yes. Well, we'll have you back when you go to.
That's what it's for.
It's really funny when people see our group chat name and they just kind of look at me and they're like,
"Yeah."
I'm like,
I explain, and they're like,
I'm like, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, it really is pretty self-explanatory.
I'm like, if I explain, it's not going to help. Like, if you think it's weird right now, when I explain, it's
going to be weirder, kind of.
It's actually not going to help you.
First time Sticky saw it, he was like, "What?" And I told him, he's like, "You girls are idiots." And then, now though, if I'm it doesn't matter if I'm texting literally anyone. If I'm just looking through Facebook and it looks like I'm texting, he'll go, he'll ask, like, "Are you talking to the group name?" And I'm like, no, I'm not. He's like, "Okay, fine."
Ryan was driving my car, and how I have CarPlay now, and text came up. He's my uncle. This is my uncle, who's basically my brother, by the way. And he just looked at it, and he didn't say anything. And then I was like, "So, I suppose I should tell you what this is." And he was like, I would like that." And then so I explained it to him. He's like, "Yo, that's fucking awesome. I wish like I had a group of guys like that."
Well, but I guess that's also and that's a big difference as well. It's like, because guys generally compartmentalize stuff better than us because they're a lot better at, just tunnel visioning in thoughts as well as actual visioning. And so, girls need the support group.
They do.
I you know what?
You
guys mind if I just straight up say it?
Oh yeah. Okay. So our group name is the best Paps New Cheer Squad ever.
Yeah. I just don't see guys commiserating with their friends about their prostate exams.
Yeah, being like,
Because they have an
No,
equivalent.
They should.
They should.
I think it's
You
something
guys
that,
should support each
Would be
other.
great.
yeah, I think it happens to them, and then they just spend the rest of their lives trying to pretend it never happened.
Whereas
Yeah.
we like talk it out.
Where we're like, all right, let's do this. Let's get it there. Let's get checked for cervical cancer.
You know, like guys are interested. So like this morning, because I was trying to get up and my boyfriend was like, you should relax for like 5 more minutes. And when I'm awake. So I'm like trying to get up and he's like, it's so weird like looking at you because in my brain there's elevator music and in your brain there's clearly like a board meeting going on. And it's very weird because guys can do that. They can like turn off their heads.
Dude, I'll ask Christian
Yes.
what he's thinking about and he'll say nothing. And I'm like literally nothing. There's nothing happening. He's like, no, it's just static. And I'm like, how?
Well,
Fucking
yeah, the
how?
two things, like, you know, like you could plug speakers into our heads right now. He's like, in my head, elevator music. In your head, I don't know what, but a lot. And I was thinking about the scene from the My Little Pony movie. I would, like,
Yes.
Pinkie Pie's brain. I'm like, that's what's happening in my brain right now.
Well, this conversation is reminding me of it. I saw this thing. I've seen it a few times, but like it's like a diary entry, and it's like, dear diary. It's from a woman's perspective. We'll say his name's John because I don't know his name. John's acting a bit off today. Blah blah blah. You know, I don't know what's going on, etc. etc. He barely spoke to me at breakfast. Then later that afternoon, dear diary, I went shopping today. I bought some new lingerie. I got my hair done. He didn't notice. I think I'm losing him. He barely spoke to me at dinner. I'm sobbing to myself right now. Like it's like her thing is like 3 pages long, right? About how she's losing her husband. He doesn't love her anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's barely answering her, this and that. And then his diary entry is just like, dear diary, still can't figure out why the bike won't start.
It's literally like that meme that's like, I bet he's thinking about other women and it's just like Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
Just like,
Well,
just like, why is Shrek so good? Like, that's what they're thinking about. That's not like useful shit.
and I don't know if this is just my brain specifically or if it's a girl versus guy thing. It might just be me. But like we were just doing stuff around the house. Like I was just doing laundry and like I don't need music to listen to or like things on in the background when I'm doing stuff because my head is background noise. Like it's enough. You know, like I don't need like the TV on or whatever. Whereas
Sorry, you go.
Where he was like, we have to turn the TV on. Because if it's off, I don't notice it. And if it's on, I don't notice it. Because my head is loud enough that it drowns everything else out. So like I'm just not noticing that the TV's on or off. And yeah, I don't know. I was like, oh, yeah. I didn't know it was off.
For me, I usually have to be listening to something, but that's literally so I can concentrate on what I'm doing because it's not out of boredom. It's because my head won't shut up enough for me to actually.
So I need to focus on one thing.
So if I channel it to a book, I can do the other thing. But if sometimes I'm able to do it, like sometimes I just can't. Sometimes I need to just then turn it off. But I need to have it still there though, so I know I can just press play again.
Yeah, for me, a lot of times, like when I'm writing, I can listen to music. But like if somebody's trying to talk to me or something like that, and there's like music that's too loud or something, it starts to sound like nails on a chalkboard to me. Because it's like there's my brain and then there's you speaking to me and then there's also the music and then it all is like there's too much noise happening in my head now and so something's got to go and I can't turn off my brain and it's rude to turn you off so we're gonna have to turn off the music because it's like that happens to me a lot but like it's very specific situations where I can like actually stand listening to music, which like so it's not that I don't listen to music. It's that I find it hard to listen to it and to speak to people at the same time.
I live in a constant state of noise. I have to have noise on all the fucking time. I've just broken myself of the habit of having to listen to it while I sleep. Like I have to live in constant noise.
Sleeping, I have to have noise or I can't sleep. But
yeah,
I
thank
think
God
that's
I broke
my
myself
brain
of
doesn't
it.
shut up. My brain will keep me awake.
Yeah,
That's why I take medication for that.
me too.
Yeah, no, there are nights where I will just Benadryl myself to sleep because I'm just really sick of waiting for it to go away.
Yep.
Yeah, I miss because for a while I had a prescription to a highly addictive substance to help me sleep, and my doctor was like, "That is not a good long-term solution, though." So now I have to have a different one. I'm like, I missed that one though because I'd take it, and 10 minutes later I'd be out for 8 hours.
Yeah, I'm trying to break the Benadryl thing though because that's not good for you either. I need to stop doing that.
Well, actually, no. Benadryl isn't horrible for you. That's what my doctors have told me. They told me that's a good anxiety solution at night to stop anxiety. So
Yeah, but it can make you it can lead to because the beno is it's benzodiazepam, which is a series of drugs. And I was taking a benzo as well. But they're addictive, and that's what the problem is with it. It's not. Yeah,
when
they
you
can be
will
addictive. So
hurt
Valium,
you.
yeah, so it's in the same class of drugs as Valium.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it won't necessarily hurt you, but it can also make it harder to be able to sleep without it if you take it every night.
Yeah, but
Oh yeah.
it's so hard to sleep without it now. Which
Yeah, you have to break yourself. That's how I was in undergrad. I had to break myself of that habit.
yeah. So Kaylee is being harassed at school. So then after that, she goes to see a guidance counselor who's like, "This is a safe space," and Kaylee's like, "Go fuck yourself." So then Todd and Kaylee go see. So after school, Todd and Kaylee go see Scott in the psych ward. Also, note about them going to see Scott in the psych ward. They asked to speak to Avari through him, and then since Scott and Kinsey, Avari is possessing Scott, Kaylee asks him about Thane. Avari says he's doing his bidding. And then Avari literally says, "I can give you a younger body and I can let you live through it. Blah, 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 blah. I can trade out this. I can do that." Avari literally tells them the plot of this book. And then they run around like fucking chickens with their goddamn heads cut off. The rest of this book, like, what's going on? I don't know what's going on. I mean, what's happening? I don't fucking know what's going on. Avari told you in chapter fucking 1 what the fucking plot of the fucking book was. Live in an apartment.
But they never even think about that conversation again. They think about it in terms of, oh yeah, we saw Avari, but never what he actually said.
You can tell that they're children.
Is my anger justified?
No, because I say no. I mean yes, but because it's stupid when a book's like ha 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 ha. It's fun when there's like a oh darn that sound like it's like they're packing for the apocalypse. Ha ha ha. That's funny, but saying I'm a Vari, I like young ladies or whatever. I don't remember exactly what he said, but that, and then that's the fucking book. Yeah, that's stupid.
You're gonna live forever in a what's the word?
Younger body.
Yeah, but like a production line. What's the word for it? Now I've fucked it up.
What?
But like more or less, he's going to have there's just going to be an endless supply of human bodies that he's just going to keep getting bleeped into.
Yeah. That's what he tells Todd. He's like, "You're going to get a never-ending supply of human bodies, and I'm just going to let you have that for the rest of your life. You're just going to keep dumping your soul into this." And he explains this to them point blank. And I'm like, so it never crosses your stupid fucking minds that this is what he's done with Scott.
Which, yeah.
I mean,
that's
to be fair, what he did with Scott was slightly different. Like, what he was doing with Scott and the other bodies was slightly different. Like, because he wasn't putting his soul in them, he was wearing their souls. But the end goal was to do the thing that he said at the beginning.
Right.
Was to
But it was so transparent because the second that they were like, "Oh, Scott's dead," I was like, "Okay, then that's what's going on," or something adjacent. Because I was like, clearly, a Hellion doesn't have like a soul, I guess, but like whatever. But so it's going to be something like that.
That's the word I was thinking of. An assembly line.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
But they just, it doesn't even.
Yeah. But then they bleep away.
And that's like not foreshadowing. Yeah. That's literally the villain goes, "Here's what I'm going to do."
It's very House of Nighty, where you're gonna hear the thing and then the thing's gonna happen.
Yeah,
you're gonna watch the thing and then you're gonna hear everyone talk about the thing.
I mean, at least
in House of Night, it was from the villain's perspective and not from the fucking.
Very true.
At least in okay, here's points to the casts. At least in House of Night. Look on your face. At least in House of Night, you knew that Zoe didn't know the villain's plan.
I think I just had a heart palpitation.
I know. Okay. At least in House of Night, you did not get fed this information from Zoe's fucking first-person perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this was just incompetent, like just really incompetent page filling.
We're going to repeat the same plan 4 times, and then we're going to see it happen in 3 different perspectives, and then we're going to do it again.
Yeah. And we're going to witness Neferet say, "This is what I'm going to do," and then we have to spend the next 3 books with Zoe being like, "What the fuck is Neferet going to do?" That's like what she told us 3 books ago. And there is 0 suspense.
Which is, like, honestly, really bad. Like...
But at least Zoe didn't know.
It's harder to get...
She told Zoe.
Like, it's in that case, you're mad at the cat. You're mad at the cat.
You're mad at the cast, not the idiotic characters, even though we all do hate Zoe, but it's for different reasons.
Right. But you can't be like, you're being incompetent because, like, they're incompetent, but not because they know.
Not because of that one thing, yeah.
Not because...
they're incompetent because it's them.
And, you know, I do have a writing thing to say. Okay. When you're writing in first person, and now this is not avoidable completely, because sometimes your readers are going to pick up on shit. But when you're writing in first person, whatever you are saying to the reader is in your character's head.
Yeah.
That is inside their brain, meaning that the reader should never realize something before your fucking character does. Because that...
Unless it's like a plot twist that has like little clues sprinkled and the reader just picks it up.
Like you said, sometimes it's unavoidable. But that's also why plot twists are a lot harder from first person, because when you do it from first person, if it's possible to pick it up before the character does, it makes your character look fucking stupid.
Yep.
Because that means the possible thoughts that led to it. So like that is a thing. I like plot twists are really difficult in first person because you run the risk of making your character look like a moron.
Well, I mean, because it's a very fine line to walk, because like, you know, you can't just pull a plot twist out of nowhere. Like with the Mercy one, Silence Fallen Bran was the thing.
But Mercy didn't have that.
Well, Adam knew the whole time, but he actively avoided thinking about it.
But we were also
stuff like that. But like also going back though, if you know, you can see where Adam was actively avoiding thinking about it and stuff like that. But a difficult line for a first person, especially author, to do is there needs to be, if you look back, you can see how that has occurred. Yeah. And unfortunately, like just say there's a bracelet involved in it, right? And it's just briefly mentioned before. The MC is going to take note of said bracelet in said place, just because it needs to be mentioned, because it's important for later. But a good author, though, also only references things that are relevant to the story in some way. So, like the protagonist could be noticing a shit ton of stuff, but we don't need to hear about all of it because it's not important. But the bracelet is, so the bracelet gets mentioned. So that is one thing as well that does make it a bit easier sometimes to pick up on the plot twist, because you're like, oh, there was a bracelet there, and now someone else is wearing the bracelet, and it's a thing. And then that person, I don't know what a bracelet would have to do with the plot twist. It was the first thing that came to mind, though.
So I'll say personally, what I do is I personally stay away from plot twists just because I find that they're really hard to like effectively write. And I find that like the more time you spend trying to trick your reader, the less time you spend writing the story. Yeah. And I have also found that like by not doing it, people like, at least with beta reading feedback, and this is true for both Blackwoods and for the Rosalie Watson series, people have felt like I've done it anyway. But I've never actively tried to do it. And I feel like
plot twist in Blackwood.
It was mostly BTBOR, I think.
The only thing I can think about being a plot twist, because this book's been out for a while, is Fen. I feel like Fen might have been like, oh, wait, oh, fuck, I did not think this was the route. This is going to fucking go.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. But because we didn't plan it to be a plot twist, we don't think of it like that.
Yeah, no, we were just like,
at least the ending of Livescraft, they were like, that's a plot twist. I was like, it wasn't supposed to be, but okay. But, and so, like, I don't plan it that way or anything like that. I just write the book, and that's how I do it, because I have just found that, I don't know, things flow better when you're not trying to shove a plot twist into places where it doesn't belong. And I also just find that it's easier to not make the characters look stupid when you have, like, when there's not a reason for them to miss something, because then you can just be like, okay, then they actually just notice that thing, because then that's fine. But yeah, so all that to say, Kaylee in first person told us this thing, had this very important conversation, and then
never thinks about it again.
And the only reason we as a reader have this information is because Kaylee from first person, not an omnipotent narrator, in third person, but Kaylee from first person told us about it, which makes Kaylee as a first person protagonist look, I mean, she already does look like a fucking idiot, but now she looks like dumber than a fucking
more of an idiot,
So my point is that if you're going to write a character from first person, don't fucking do that. All you have to do is delete part of that conversation.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what's more frustrating, because like in the other books, right, like the first one and the last one are the two main ones I can think of, right? Kaylee just pulls a theory out of her ass. There's no logic or rhyme or reason to it. She's just like, oh, I've decided that this is the plot for the book. And then she's right.
Yeah.
I don't know what's more frustrating, her being told the plot of the book and her going, nah, let's just not think about that. Or her just guessing the plot of the book for no reason and being correct.
It's all pretty frustrating, honestly.
Because she has no reason to think, like in the previous books, she's had no reason to be correct, aside from the fact that that's the plot that Rachel Vincent wrote. She just pulls, Kaylee's just like, oh, I've decided that Mr. Beck is evil. Oh, wait, Mr. Beck's evil. I was right. There's no reason other than the fact that he was an attractive guy who had a miscarriage in his classroom. Well, not him, but there was a miscarriage in his classroom.
A girl miscarried,
Yeah.
And then she was just correct because that was the plot of the book. But, yeah, no, Kaylee is a really annoying head to be.
Yeah. Oops. I missed Sophie.
Accidentally moved my desktop, sorry. Yeah, we need more Sophie.
Well, what's annoying too is that, like, at least clearly with the novellas, the two of them, she's capable of writing characters who go through growth and interesting things. And it's like, why is that not the book?
Maybe that's proof that Kaylee is supposed to just be an irredeemable bitch.
No, because I know how it ends.
Is she not supposed to be an irredeemable bitch?
Yep.
That sucks. Sassy.
So anyway,
At least that's my perception. That she's not supposed to be that. That she is supposed to be.
There's so much.
So
that she's supposed to be so beautiful inside and out.
So then Nash comes over to Kaylee's house, super drunk, whines about Kaylee breaking up with him, and then
tries to kiss her.
Yeah, tries to kiss her, and then just before he falls asleep, he mentions that he saw Scott, or like Avari possessing Scott outside where we don't know. And then, we get Sabine to come over, and we get we have a slumber party. And then in the morning, Kaylee's dad tells Nash off for being an idiot and potentially putting Kaylee's life in danger. Woo!
I like these notes that this girl has.
I know, I do too. Aiden talks.
Woo!
Okay, this was funny. This was a hilarious conversation. I'm sorry. Aiden talks with Harmony about Kaylee and Todd. Can we just for a moment here?
Okay. Look, I'm normally like I like Harmony, right? I do. Mm-hmm. But one thing I cannot fucking stand is somebody, like a parent expressing concern about or not even a parent expressing concern, but someone deciding that because this person makes their child better or because they think they can fix their child or anything like that, then they should be together. That is wrong on every level. Like if the conversation had different phrasing and stuff, I might have been okay. It's like they make each other better people. They're good together. This and that. Yes, but it was like no. Kaylee makes Todd a better person, and she's bringing him back. She's bringing back his humanity. I'm like, well, that's not Kaylee's business to do that. That's got nothing
He's also fucking dead. He's going to lose his humanity one day, no matter what. He's going to turn off that humanity switch and become a ripper. Wait, that's Stefan.
Yeah, never mind. But yeah. First of all, okay. Also, this conversation was weird. So for points that Harmony had, one, when you're dead, do teenage rules really matter? I guess not.
No, they don't. I don't think because everyone in Vampire Diaries is like Caroline's drinking in public, because they're immortal.
Yeah, so I get it. But, you're right. The argument, so relationship advice from Book Club with Bae. If anybody ever comes to you, either somebody you're in a relationship with or somebody talking to you about somebody you're in a relationship with, it's like either you make them a better person, so you should stay with them, or you make me a better person, so you shouldn't leave me. I don't know, run. What the fucking else? You're not obligated to stay with somebody for those reasons.
Mm-hmm.
You should be with somebody because you want to be there, not because you're Home Depot.
And if the two of you inspire each other to be better people, and that better person could survive the loss of your relationship, then that's healthy. Yeah. That's fine. But if the only reason that they remain a better person is if you are with them, that is unhealthy.
Yes.
Codependence is bad, okay?
Kaylee has her own.
It always sounds so cheesy, from adults talking to people.
Especially when you're 16.
Yeah. No, because nobody likes to hear it, but
fuck you, Mom.
Yeah, but honestly, codependence is really fucking bad for you, and it's not good, and it doesn't make anybody happy.
Yeah, it's again, it's okay if you date the bad boy that is getting into fights every second day of the week, and he grows the fuck up while he's with you type thing. Yeah. And if you guys were to break up, he would be like, I'm not the same person I once was. I am not going to go back to that person.
Yeah.
If you helped improve him for the better in that context, again, where he could survive the loss of you without reverting
still
back to
be-
being a piece of
Yeah,
shit.
this new.
That's fine, but the way it's said, like this conversation with Harmony and Aiden, if Kaylee and Todd were to break up, Todd would go back to being how he was.
Yeah, look, here's the
That
thing.
shit ain't healthy.
With like
Sorry.
friendships and relationships, you should, especially relationships, but even like friendships, you should learn things from each other and
Grow up.
and especially when you're friends with someone for years and in a relationship with someone for years, you're gonna change a lot. I mean, Addie and I, we were 13.
We are not the same people we were when we were
not the
children,
same
and
people
thank
we were,
fucking God.
but we're still best friends. But we have
Teenagers are
Horrible.
but we have seen each other go through a lot of things.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing in relationships. Just I haven't been in a relationship with someone for 11 years, so I don't have a thing to compare it to.
Well, even like, I mean, Christian and I have been together 4 years, and we're fucking different people,
Right.
and it's great.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And so it's like, when you're friends with people for a really long time and you're in a relationship with people for a really long time, you're going to change and you're going to grow, and you should.
Yeah.
But, it shouldn't be
You're
the
being
case.
a good person.
You being a good person should not be dependent upon that person
Yeah.
being in the same room with you. So that's the point.
It's
and
like,
both
we also
Nash and
benefit,
Todd have
like-
Kaylee codependent issues. And of all the people to be codependent on, really?
It's a book.
Yeah,
That's all I
no,
have to say.
like it's not good though. It's not good. Oh, for some reason, what just popped into my head as a good example of someone changing someone for the better and surviving the loss of that person is A Walk to Remember. Have you guys seen that?
Oh my God, I watched that so long ago. Shit,
I
wait.
haven't seen it.
Oh God, that
So it's
movie
got
was
Mandy
so
Moore and
sad.
Shane West. Yeah.
Fuck, I cried watching that movie. I remember
And
that.
he was like a vandal, right? Like a town bad boy, breaking shit and everything. He gets like community service, so he has to help behind the scenes on a play that Mandy Moore, the good little Christian girl, is in. And they start talking. He starts to get a little bit of a boner for her. But she's dying. It's not and she dies. It's not a spoiler. That's the plot of the movie. She dies, but at the end, he's a good boy wearing like his top buttons done up when he goes to visit dad and stuff like that. And he's become a man, and he did it.
He gets accepted
because
to
of
med
her.
school because like she
Yeah.
changed him as a person, and then now he's going to med school. I'm looking at the Wikipedia right now. I
Yeah.
forgot. I cried like a motherfucker.
But-
in that movie.
But after she died, right, he's like, I'm going to honor her memory and be a good person. I'm not going to go back to being the town shit. And that's
I'm
a
gonna
healthy
be a fucking
change.
doctor.
But yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, also
continue.
like another conversation that gets had here is, we call over Sabine, and Sabine is like really upset, and Kaylee's like, I don't understand why you're upset, because she's an idiot. And Sabine is like, well, because he got drunk and came here.
Came to you.
And
You not me. Yeah.
and Kaylee, because she's an idiot, is like, yeah, but he has sex with you. And Sabine is like, yeah, but he got drunk and came to you. And Kaylee, because she's an idiot, is like, yeah, but why does that matter? And Sabine is like, because he got drunk and came to you.
Yeah, because his one thing what he wanted when he was drunk was to see you, not me.
So for all the teenagers out
Kaylee,
there who don't know, alcohol is kind of like a truth serum of sorts. Like to a certain extent.
To a certain
it
extent, yeah.
removes all your inhibitions.
It removes your inhibitions. So, like, okay, now I will say this. That does not mean that if you get a girl blackout drunk and she lays there because she doesn't know that she's having sex with you, that she wanted to have sex with you, she's blackout drunk and she can't fucking see you, okay? That's not what that
Right.
means. But that
That's
does
right.
mean that, like, you might be more inclined after a shot to drunk dial your ex. That's what I mean. Okay?
Yeah.
Because because the part of your brain that normally
I
goes,
still
don't
miss
do that,
you,
that's a
Grayson.
stupid idea, has gone to sleep.
Yes. And then after, but so it's like I said, to a point, because it's like after like a shot or two, you're kind of like your filter goes away.
Yeah,
and
like,
then,
Oh god.
it's like
Yeah.
it's like if you've got like, you know, like the little angel and the little devil on your shoulder, it puts the angel to sleep. So you've just got the devil whispering in your ear all night.
yeah,
Just being like, hey, yeah, call your ex. Hey, drunk text your family members. Hey, you know that one guy that you almost dated like 5 years ago? Go see if he's single right now. Like, it's shit like that.
yeah, and it's stuff. Honestly, what's funny is like she drunk texts me a lot. And
Not a lot. I don't get drunk a lot.
okay, but when you get
When
drunk,
you do,
when you
When I get
do,
really drunk, I text everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone in the world gets texted.
and a lot of times you'll drunk call me, which is it's really funny.
There was one night, it was New Year's Eve, where I was drunk, and I was like, listen, if you need someone, just call me, girl. Like, please just call me. Yes, okay, that's right. On New Year's Eve, I was drunk, and I was texting you saying, call me.
sorry, I just remembered something I saw last night. I just texted it to you.
Well, it's just because we are two very different types of drunk. Because like when I get drunk, I'm like me, but on steroids. So I get almost like not mean, but like mean. Because I'm sassier, so it comes off as mean. And you just get so nice.
I get so fun and so sweet. I don't know.
I get really fun, but not much. I don't get nicer.
Yeah, I get really nice. And
It depends on what my core mood for the day is, because I'm often quite sarcastic. So
that's my problem.
Sometimes-
It's like
yeah,
the
so
sarcasm filter just gets chucked out the window, and then everything I'm thinking just comes out, and it's like, oh fuck.
yeah, but like, so for me, right? Like, you know, like it's like, oh, like if someone's to come up to me and like there's this empty seat next to me, and they're like, "Can I sit there?" If I went no, they'd be like, "Oh," and I'm like, "No, I'm kidding. Sit down. It's fine." Whereas if I'm drunk, I'd be like, "No," and I just wouldn't correct them. But I'm joking, but I don't tell them that I'm joking. So I just come across like a raging bitch half the time.
Yeah, that's my problem when I'm drunk too. So anyway. So the morning, Nash, really bad told Nash off, being an idiot. And then so we have that conversation. Then when Kaylee gets to school, it's revealed that Scott has not been released, but he died instead. And
which
then
is fishy.
12 hours before Kaylee and Todd spoke to him.
And then what this doesn't say is that Sophie is sobbing in the bathroom. Kaylee doesn't bother to fucking comfort her at all. She just interrogates her. She doesn't even go, "Oh my god, are you okay?" Nothing like that. She just goes, she's just straight into questions.
Yep.
And
Nothing.
is because this is also because Sophie goes ape shit at Kaylee, and this is well, I'm pretty sure. Is this the same where she's like, "Not everything's fucking about you, Kaylee."
Yeah.
Like, heaven forbid, I mourn my crazy ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
Who just died.
Yeah. And all that didn't happen, but what, 2 months ago?
Yeah.
3 months ago? Like that, it's all so fresh.
Yeah, well, and again, like they didn't, and stuff like that as well. Like, he didn't dump her, she didn't dump him. He just went crazy and got locked away.
After
so they
she
never
thinks
actually even broke up.
Fucked her cousin.
Yeah.
Too.
Well, I think she knows now that, like, she knows now
she
that
does
that's
know
not
now
what
that.
happened.
Yeah.
I wish we had
But
seen the telling Sophie everything conversation on screen so we can know like exactly what she knows. Plus, I
Like,
would have
not
loved
in
to see
a book,
the
just as like a short story posted on the website or something.
Yeah, like I would love to read that and just be like, what does Sophie have to say about this?
But
Yeah, well, like,
I think we do know though that like that she knows everything.
yeah.
Yeah,
she knows how her mum died. She knows that most of her family are not human. She knows that she knows the go with Mr. Beck and what his nefarious plans were. Yeah, she knows all the shit that she knows why Kaylee stole her winter carnival dress and all that stuff. Like she knows it all now.
Yeah.
So
when
morgue. We go to the morgue.
Yeah, so we go to the morgue.
And this is the candy stripper.
Yeah, so before we go to the morgue, we go to Emma and we're like, "Can I borrow your Halloween costume?" She's like, "Yes." So then we go to the morgue, and then
I don't know. Oh, that's right. It was a bribe, not a disguise. I was like, why does she need a disguise when she can be invisible? It was a bribe.
And so Scott is in the morgue. So like what we know, because we're not morons, is that Avari has abandoned Scott's body.
Mm-hmm.
So Thane turns up at the hospital and attempts to take Kaylee to the netherworld. So Todd would follow. Todd blinks and knocks him out. And then Avari has Thane's soul. So they assume he's in the human world with the help of Demon's Breath, like Thane is.
Which he is.
They take Thane's unconscious body to Sabine and Nash so Sabine can read him. He's basically scared of what Avari would do to him if he doesn't get Todd. And that Kaylee will take his soul if/when he gets it back. Thane wakes up, grabs Sabine, but she gets away because she's badass. Yes.
That's literally the note. That's great.
But this is also where he says, like, trade Kaylee for Sabine. And Nash just freezes up. And this is also where Sabine is like, you do understand that none of us would have actually let him take Kaylee, right? Like,
like,
you do know that.
You do understand that you trust none of us to protect her.
I mean, he's an addict, okay? Like,
well, not just that, but like Sabine's also just really hurt as well. That like Kaylee does not want him. She does not love him. She does not want to be with him. And Nash still can't choose between her and Sabine.
And Sabine, yeah.
Like Kaylee and Sabine. And Sabine's just like,
she's done with you, bro.
Does Kaylee confess that she's in love with Todd to Sabine before or after this happens?
Before.
Okay.
Might be after this. I think it's after this happens, but before she tells Todd.
Yeah.
So it's after this happens that Kaylee is like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm in love with Todd.
Yeah, no, because that's after they do stuff.
Is it after Todd and her have sex?
Yes, because it's in that conversation, I'm pretty sure.
No, when she tells him she loves him, yeah, that's when they boink. But
I mean, but like she tells Sabine.
Oh, sorry, I thought she told Sabine during that conversation, but no, yeah, she told Todd during that. So I don't know when she tells Sabine, but she tells Sabine at some point before Todd.
Yeah, well, it's like right. It's like right near.
I think it's soon after this.
I think it's right after this.
Yeah, it's when they're at school and Nash isn't there.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so then they go to school, yeah, and Nash isn't there.
So then she goes to get Nash.
And then but before that she says, like, she's like, yeah, I'm not.
I want boink from Todd.
She's like, I'm in love with Todd, and because Sabine is like, you died, and the deal was you die and I get Nash, and she's like, yeah, well, I don't want Nash. I'm in love with Todd.
Yeah, it's like, trust me, I'm not in your fucking way, bro.
And Sabine's like surprised Pikachu face.
Yeah, I can't remember where in the book as well, but Nash ends up like saying at one point in this book as well, I'm not a freaking ping pong ball. I don't want to be with whoever I land on. Like, you just can't make these decisions for me. And I'm like, someone finally said it in the book. Thank you. Like he needs to wake up to himself, but also, yeah, you can't wager away someone's emotions. Like,
yeah,
you can't make deals on someone else's behalf. It's rude. And Nash actually says it this book, and I was at least happy about that.
Yeah, like despite how dumb the decision to be in love with Kaylee is, he does have to get over it on his own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't just throw nightmare pussy at him and be like, does that make it better?
Yeah, it might be a dumb decision, but he has the right to be dumb.
Yeah.
Look, here's the thing. As much as I disagree with it, I think I speak for all of us, because I know you two, when I say that we have all been hung up on like the dumbest things for
I don't know what the fuck you're talking
a
about.
long time. And, you know,
Never.
it happens to everybody.
I don't know.
Yep.
No, I don't-
And it happened to Nash. We've all been there. There's a worldwide support group of literally everybody, so it's okay. You know, it's okay. It happens, but it's fine. So then Kaylee does drag Nash back to school using her blinking powers because he's refusing to leave the house. He confirms that he loves Sabine, but he also loves Kaylee. Kaylee and Luca are told to leave class by Madeline. They go to the mall because there's a dead body there. Madeline tells Kaylee that she, Luca, and herself are the only ones left in the reclamation department.
Yep. Everyone else is dead.
She also tells Kaylee that if things start to go south, then she should run because she's important. Kaylee finds the body. She also sees Heidi Anderson, whose death was the first one she ever predicted back in the
My
first
soul
one.
to take.
Book one.
It's Avari. He seems to have learned how to shapeshift or something. He's also the soul thief. But like, what he's actually learned how to do is body snatch. Like,
Yeah.
Oh no. What he's doing is because he needs 2 souls. He needs like the Reaper soul as like a tether type thing, and then he picks a soul, and then he can wear that person's body. But like, it's not actually like it's like a body, but it's not really a body. But it kind of is a body. But he's wearing their soul.
So he's like body snatching, basically, kind of.
Soul snatching to a physical form.
Yeah. So he's a soul thief. He makes Kaylee stab him / Heidi in order to get the stolen soul. Heidi's body disappears
Because
Todd-
the soul is what made the body.
Yeah.
Can we also just say as well, because he killed someone there, right? He killed her on the toilet. So like this poor woman is gonna get found just like pants down, probably legs spread.
Worst way to go.
Died on the toilet. Like someone's gonna walk in, like be like, that door's been closed for a really long time. Someone's gonna go in and check it out, and there's just gonna be like like middle-aged Karen sitting on the toilet dead.
I have a request.
Yes.
If anyone watching is planning on murdering me,
Do not do it on the toilet. It's rude.
well, but also like if you can just let me go to the bathroom first, so that I don't have to like
deal with that. Yeah.
Yep.
shit.
You're like,
myself.
okay, a really nice way to do it, right, is
Well, I just want to make sure everything's clear so that like
yeah, like people generally go to the toilet before they go to bed because you're gonna not be able to go to the toilet for hours. So you go to the toilet before you go to bed, and then you go to bed, and then just
2 a.m.
and then just do a nice strangle in bed, okay? Because then at least that way you're also like you still kind of from the different angle, it looks like you're still sleeping. It's kind of a peaceful way to find a body. But yeah, also just gone to the toilet. Perfect.
you know, apparently like okay, sorry, this is morbid, but I don't care. Apparently like, the most peaceful way to go is to asphyxiate in something that is not carbon dioxide, because our only thing is like when we breathe in carbon dioxide, our body goes ah. But if you're breathing in something that's not carbon dioxide, your body doesn't freak out. It's just like
helium.
Yeah, or
like get a helium tank and stick it in
so
your
if
mouth.
you were just to continuously breathe in like nitrogen and not breathe in carbon dioxide without oxygen, you wouldn't notice that you were suffocating. You would just eventually kind of pass out and die.
So immediately after you go to bed, stick a hose from a helium or nitrogen or something tank into your mouth, block your nose, and then just let it do a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that's morbid, but it sounds like oddly peaceful. To just like have no idea that you're gonna die and then it not hurt at all.
Yeah, it's honestly.
And also, like you could make funny noises. Sorry. I don't consider these things morbid. They just fascinate me. I'm sorry.
Like honestly, I think
I know
we're
it's technically morbid, but I also consider like the word. But to me, like the word morbid also has like the connotation of people being creeped out by it. And since it doesn't creep me out, I'm like, is it morbid if I'm not creeped out? I don't know.
yeah, like I mean, like, because we all know we're all gonna die someday. I'd either want to die in my sleep or just like if I'm gonna be awake, I want it to be instantaneous and not know it's kind of like someone just walks up to me and shoots me in the back of the head or something.
Yeah.
Because then I won't know. Yeah, I don't want to be sitting there going, I'm gonna die in 2 minutes, you know, and I don't want to be awake. And I also wouldn't want it to be like a long drawn out. I think you'd just be although at least you would maybe I don't know like. For other people's sake, like it's probably nice to know that it's coming so you can say goodbye and people could have closure. But I don't know. Like I don't know. For my sake, I don't want to be aware that it's about to happen. That's
one
all
of the things I like to do, that I at least do for that reason, in case it is instantaneous, is like I always, to my parents, I always say I love you. So I say to them before I leave, because and I always say something nice to people, even if I'm arguing with somebody, like my boyfriend or my parents. I don't leave it at that because I feel, I never want that to be the last thing I ever say to somebody.
Exactly.
Because having lost like a friend really early, the last thing we said to each other was "I love you," and that helped a lot. And so, especially after that, I'm like extra sure that the last thing I say to somebody is nice and happy.
Yeah, like the last thing I said to my dad was "Good night, Daddy. I love you."
Yeah.
And I can't be upset with that. So every night, because my mum's caring now because he decided to be rude and die. Every night, because I go and give my mum her tablets at around 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. And I'm like, so every night when I leave, I'm like, good night, Mum. I love you. Because I'm like, well, if she dies throughout the night, like she's not on the brink of dying or anything, but just if something random happens and she dies throughout the night, I know that the last thing I said to her was also good night, I love you. But also I think it's also just nice for her to hear that her daughter loves her.
Oh yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
I think that's just something that like, once it happens to you, like something sudden like that, you're just more you're more conscious of it. Just like I would like the last thing I say to somebody to not be nasty. Because at least for me, knowing that it was something nice helped a lot.
Yeah. And I mean, I couldn't imagine if the last thing I'd said to my dad was like, I hate you.
Right.
Like that was hard. Like it was hard enough knowing as well that, the last words he ever exchanged with anyone was good night, Bub, good night, Daddy, I love you too. That was his last conversation with anyone. And it was nice. It was nice knowing that he had his last words were I love you.
Yeah.
And the last thing I said to him was I love you. So I couldn't imagine what it would be like if it was like an argument and someone died.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, look. We talk about a range of discussions from pap smears to death.
And nails.
And nails.
Although we haven't really done that much this stream.
Oh.
I've been doing my nails.
You doing your nails on stream is how I get to write this off as a business, as how I get to write nail polish off as a business expense. So, but what are you doing? Is that?
We are at
No, what are you?
Kaylee is Hollow Taco, of course.
But like what?
Multichrome Mischief, I think. And I put linear hollow on it.
Yeah, so Todd gets Kaylee cleaned up. He says he loves her. God. They boink.
Yeah, boinking.
Honestly, though, this killed me because he was like, I don't want this to be like last time because last book she wanted to have sex so she could have sex, and he's like, yeah. But then in this one, he's just like, eternity isn't enough. Like an eternity with you is not long enough. And I'm
I
just
think
like,
it is.
And there's just like this whole thing is just like, well, because half of it is, well, that was making me gag was like, you know, when he was helping her undress and stuff, she was like, the look in his eyes, you know, I just knew that if I did the wrong thing or whatever, it would shatter him and it would break him and he'd never be the same again. And I'm just like, what happened to you, Todd? What fucking happened to you? You were fun. You were fun until 2/3 of the way through last book, and now you suck, and I hate you. I don't like Watchy Todd. I don't. I want Cock Blocky Todd back.
Well, because here's the thing. A sex scene with Cock Blocky Todd could have been really fun.
Could you imagine, right, if he like was just in the room, only Kaylee could hear him, like he had his back turned so he wasn't watching, he's just like, he's doing it wrong. He's doing it wrong, Kaylee. I could do it so much better.
No, I mean like Kaylee and Todd, like imagine like with his personality still intact, if like their first sex scene like could have been bearable. But also that. But also that.
I like that more.
I like that more. But
I'm glad that Nash and him never had sex. I'm so glad they didn't.
But also that.
Wait, no, you know what would be worse? If he wasn't talking to Kaylee, if he was talking to Nash the whole time, he's like, Nash, don't fuck up. Don't go soft, Nash.
Nash, does me being here help you or hurt you? Do you want me to talk louder, Nash?
See, the thing is, Nash would have stopped him, but like Kaylee might not have.
Exactly.
But no, like
Anyways,
with his personality intact, it would have been like it could have been fine, but it's not. And so anyway, so then Todd has to go. Emma comes over. They talk about it. Madeline comes to Kaylee's house for a report. Nash, Sabine, and Luca knock at the door. It's a party. But not really. It turns out Madeline is Luca's great-great-aunt. Kaylee wants everyone who survived in a run-in with Avari to help Madeline with the soul thief problem. Madeline doesn't know about Avari before this, but the gang fill her in. How the fuck does she not know? By the way, they also call Alex and ask him to come over and join in because we forgot he was a person up until now. Avari shows up at school disguised as Meredith, another dead girl. Avari killed Nash's friend Brant. Kaylee stabs Avari and he disappears again. Sabine takes Sophie home because she's traumatized.
fucking fair. Fucking fair.
Thane is at Kaylee's house. Kaylee, Todd, Nat, and Nash blink over there. Thane asks for their help getting his soul back in exchange for info. He tells them that in order for Avari to cross over and do this thing he's doing, he needs a pair of souls, one to get through the fog, another to provide a physical form. The first has to be
so the rapist soul is... Sorry, okay.
So then Avari has been using Thane. Alec calls Kaylee and tells her he's in trouble. She goes over to his place. She comes across Avari and Alec's body and assumes that he's dead.
Yeah, because she, like, Alec's dog is dead and stuff, and she's like, you're not Alec. Alec wouldn't kill his dog.
Yeah, so Kaylee murders Alec, by the way.
But it's not Alex.
Well, it was Alec, though.
Yeah, it was. She murdered Alec.
Avari didn't kill Alec. He possessed Alec and made Kaylee think he'd already killed Alec with some careful wordplay. So then when Kaylee stabbed him, Avari's like, lol, joke's on you. And then he pieced out and Alec came back into his body and was like, what the fuck's happening? I'm dying. And Kaylee was like, oh, I did done fuck. Because also when Kaylee stabs one of the soul-worn bodies, they poof.
Mm-hmm.
But Alec didn't poof. And as soon as Avari knew, she'd realized that he wasn't poofing, and she realized that she did done fucked up. He's like deuces and fucked off. And Alex like, no.
Lol, I love this. Todd takes Kaylee to his place. Apparently, he has a place. Yeah, I thought he also just existed.
I didn't know he had a place either.
Like, I thought his place was kind of like Harmony's.
Yeah, I did too. Kaylee takes a bath while Todd gets Nash. Todd needs to deal with Alex's body, so he asks Nash to stay and be a friend to Kaylee while he's gone. Kaylee breaks down. Everyone sleeps over at Kaylee's house. In the morning, they call in sick. Everybody has
like
15 people call into school.
Yeah, like I mean, the scene where Nash was looking after Kaylee. Yeah, that scene was so stupid though, right? Because like she's in the bath, Todd brings Nash there, and Nash's like, "WTF's happening? Where am I?" And then Todd's like, "Kaylee's naked. Don't look at her." And he's like, "You brought me here. I don't know what I'm doing."
Yeah,
and then
yeah, that was a bad move on Todd's part.
They could have brought literally anybody else, like Emma.
Yeah. Like Emma would be the perfect option.
But then also, like even Sabine would have been a better option.
What?
Yeah.
But then when Kaylee, because Kaylee can't sleep, but it turns out she actually like reapers and extractors can sleep. They just have to be all of the emotionally exhausted to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So she wakes up and then she's like, "Nash, you didn't have to stay with me." He's like, "I can't leave. There's no freaking door, Kaylee. I'm stuck here."
It's down there.
But yeah, everyone. Yeah,
they're gonna go to the fucking lake.
Did you guys know that some shit was gonna go down at the lake?
Oh fucking yeah! There's no way you could have
gonna go down at the lake. You can't just go to the lake and
shit
have
always
nothing
goes down on lake trips. Yeah.
Right.
So we're at the lake. Emma invites Jason. Uncle Brendan and Harmony are now dating because okay. For her birthday, Todd gives Kaylee the address to his place. No one else knows or can know the address. Okay, but then you just, I mean, I guess whatever. Todd doesn't know the address. It's fine. Or Nash doesn't know the address.
Well, okay, yeah, I guess he wouldn't, but because he blinked in and out.
Yeah, he was blinked. Yeah.
But still, I mean, okay.
But like, why do you have a place, Todd?
Because Reapers have a place.
No, why does he have a home?
Because he's
making money at the pizza joint.
No, because it was his co-worker's apartment, and then because she went, so then he got her place because he's like, I finally want a place now, so Kaylee and I can boink because I've got someone to boink now. So now I've got a bed.
Fair.
Oh, that was a question. That was a question I wrote when I got stuck in that. Okay, so Kaylee's body remains in the same state it was when she died, right? Does that mean that, like if someone was to stab her, I believe her skin would go back unscarred. Like she's only got her present scar itch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is her hymen forever intact? Like every time her and Todd have sex, her hymen re-breaks.
That's not where I thought it was going, but that's even better than where I thought it was going.
Okay, you know what though? Okay, I have another. Okay, that adjacent. This is a high school, right? And they're like, and Avari keeps going, it's so hard to find virgins around here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're a freshman.
Yeah, like, wait.
Most freshmen are most freshmen and sophomores are virgins.
Average age.
We looked this up.
Wait, we looked this up. It's like 17 to 19.
So 3/4 of the school would be virgins.
Yeah.
The average age for girls is 17 and the average age for guys is 18.
No.
Really?
No, 19 for girls, 17 for guys.
Oh, really? 19 for girls and 17 for guys?
Yeah.
So what, like
No.
5/6 of the
US.
school would be virgins?
So
most school would be virgins.
You have that is like a plethora. There's so many virgins. And they needed a virgin sacrifice, and they're going after this one girl for like ever. Even after
like, I'm also wondering, right? Because, like, in terms of virgin sacrifices, it would be female, right? Because because that's what it is. Like, the state of an actual virginity is actually technically tied to a female body.
Is it the spirit of the thing, or is like?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, does girl on girl actually count as losing your virginity when it comes to virgin sacrifices in the demonic world?
Well, and also, like, is it the breaking of the hymen that does it? Or can you shut the fuck up? I'm trying to have a serious conversation about virgin sacrifice. You're
I'm Googling what are the parameters for virgin sacrifices.
Oh, good.
If I get on the watch list for this, I'm gonna,
Like the stream.
Extreme reasons. Okay, fine.
So yeah, what are you doing?
Okay. Here's. Are you gonna? No. Okay, virgin sacrifice.
Did you not expect this? You should have.
Is he being naughty?
He's
playing with a new toy.
playing with a new toy.
Okay,
I got a new toy.
Something.
A new toy.
Okay.
This is
It is not a sex toy.
Yes, it is.
It's definitely not a sex toy.
It's brave enough. That's what you're into.
Okay, rites of defloration. Okay, so
Rites of defloration, is that what that said?
yes, I'm reading an article, The Cult and Its Virgin Sacrifice, rites of, like, RITES, rites of defloration. From what I've been able to see, I think it's literally like a virgin sacrifice is a chick who has not had P and V occur. That is what is required for a virgin sacrifice.
That's what I figured.
Okay, so the magic of the world just knows that you haven't.
What's the title of the book that y'all are talking about?
Before I wake.
wake.
Why?
Just curious.
You gonna read it?
No.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, we need to finish this.
Tina, Sabine's foster mother, shows up at the lake, except it's not Tina.
Yeah, I do like. I do. Margaret, she's like, Sabine, I specifically forbade you from coming here and Sabine's like, that's not her. And she's like, how did you know it wasn't that? And she was like, well, foster parents don't use the term forbade. I like that was her clue. She said forbade. But yeah, so not Tina is there.
Some stabbing ensues, and then Nash stabs Tina.
And then
Rifle knife fight.
And then Luca comes over because for some reason, when Emma was like, can I invite my boyfriend? They were like, yes. Invite your boyfriend who knows nothing to our group powwow. So Emma and Jason with a Y are off doing a thing. Sophie and Luca, I don't know why, like I know that this is how you spell Luca, but seeing it, I just keep reading Luca, even though I do know one of their friends has a kid named Luca, spelled Lucka, so they literally named him Luca, and they don't see what they did wrong in naming him, in spelling it that way, in naming him Luca. But anyway. But Luca and Sophie are off doing a thing. Emma and Jason with a Y are off doing a thing. And then Luca comes running back. He's like, there's a dead body here. It's here. And they're like, crap, dead body. And so they think it's Tina's body in the van, but they're like, no, maybe it's not. And then they're like, it's Uncle Brandon. I don't know why they thought it was Uncle Brandon, other than the fact that he wasn't there yet.
Look,
Yeah.
I think it was just because he wasn't there yet.
They were told what the plot of this book was,
Yeah.
and they didn't figure it. So honestly, what is to be expected of these Nimrods?
But did you expect who was in the trunk?
Jason?
Yeah, but did you
Because he
expect
was just kind of thrown in this book. Like I just kind of didn't. I was like, okay.
Yeah,
move
and
on.
also when he rocks up at the lake as well, it's like, I have a present for you in my car, Kaylee. There's a present for you in my car. In my car, Kaylee, there's a present.
Jason's dead body.
Happy birthday! Because it's Kaylee's birthday.
And the NVIDIA graphics card has returned. I hope you didn't forget the NVIDIA graphics card. And she is now impersonating Jason. Kaylee goes to stab him, but he pulls Emma in front of him, and Kaylee hits her instead.
And I know this doesn't end up actually being relevant, but she stabs Emma with like a netherworld knife. So Emma's original death date has nothing to do with whether or not Emma can die from the wound.
Yeah. So NVIDIA promises to release Emma if Kaylee crosses over, so she does. NVIDIA lets Emma go, but in the netherworld instead of the human world, oops! NVIDIA lets both Kaylee and Emma cross back over the human world, and when they get back, Sophie and Todd are missing.
Yeah. But then Belphegor, which was the Hellion in our first book. Okay, so we've got the Hellion of Greed, the Hellion of Envy, and the Hellion of Vanity in this scene. Well, because Zavara's going to show up. Well, it is. And then in next book we get Wrath. So yeah, I'm pretty sure all the Hellions are the 7 deadly sins.
Yeah.
But
honestly,
yeah,
really
oh, honestly though, like you would think a Hellion of Vanity would have a nicer name than Belphegor.
Yeah, right.
Like, I'm pretty sure she'd like file for a name change at 18.
Yeah.
But, so she shows up as Aunt Val. Remember Aunt Val? This is really just a roll call of book 1. My God. Todd comes back with Addison, except it's not Addison. It's Avari, because of course. So Avari grabs Emma, moves away from Todd, and the others.
This is
Avari
a whole lot of just like grabbing people and going rare, and then like ungrabbing them.
Yeah.
And then
like
there's a whole lot of like grabbing somebody going rare, and then the other people being like, "Let my people go," and then they're just being like, "Okay."
Yeah, it's
like,
just a bunch of bullshit.
But we also get told as well that but we also get told as well though that if the Hellions cross back over to the Netherworld while wearing their human souls,
their
those
souls
will
be
go,
doomed.
and
Yeah.
it'll take thousands of years for their souls to like get back together.
Yeah.
So they kind of don't want that to happen because they want them to be able to be recycled, I guess.
And then Thane and Lydia, remember Lydia shows up.
Lydia's back. They rocks up with Lydia.
Almost done. We only have like 4 very short paragraphs left.
So yeah, they all just go, "Joke's on you," and they all just cross back over.
They all go together.
And so more or less, Belphegor. So their plan is to use Kaylee and Luca to put their souls into the human bodies so then they can chill out on the human plane. And NVIDIA wants that.
They all want to do it with different people.
Yeah. So NVIDIA wants Belphegor, wants Emma. NVIDIA initially wanted Sabine, I think. But then she gets jealous of Belphegor's choice. And
Avari,
she wants Lydia.
Avari wants Kaylee and Luca. And then
Avari wants Kaylee and
Sophie and Emma.
Lydia.
Yeah. And then they want Sophie and Emma because they're pretty.
Yeah. And then because he can reanimate bodies and all that stuff.
Sit in my lap. Stop.
And then NVIDIA snaps Emma's neck.
Yep. Kaylee screams.
And she does a screamy scream and like puts Emma into her little necklace thing, and then there's some like rushing like there's a bit of minor like scuffling happening, and then they all go boop back, you know.
Yep,
and then,
as they do.
But something fucked up because Lydia, being the little siphon bitch she is, was like, oh, Emma's in pain. So she was siphoning Emma's pain when Emma died. And so her soul kind of attached to Emma's halfway when she did it. And so like part of her soul is in Kayla's necklace and the rest of her soul is off floating doing a thing. And her body is now soulless and is about to die. And so Kayla's like, I can't lose Emma. So she puts Emma into Lydia's body. And that's the end of the book.
Right at 2 hours. We did it. Fuck.
When you told me that Lydia was gonna come back,
were you expecting Emma to wear her body?
I wouldn't expect her to become Emma.
I expected Lydia to come back and for her to just like be a person.
But not Emma and Lydia's
She
skin
briefly
suit.
came back.
Yeah, but like
This is honestly, this book is a clusterfuck.
yeah, it's continuing the same pattern of good book, bad book, good book, bad book, good book, bad. So it should end on a high note, but I don't think it will.
Yeah, I do like because at the end of this captioning, like recaptain's site that we were looking at the plot from, just to keep us in order. Down the bottom they have she's got like a little glossary. So like it's got Banshee, Reaper, Netherworld, Avari, Crimson Creeper, and then for Fiend, the definition for Fiend is creepy little buggers in the Netherworld. That's just their definition. Creepy little buggers. I like it.
Wonder what other book she does. Recap list. Request a recap? Ooh.
Well, we need to request her. Like, okay, she did Before I Wake back in March 2013, but is she still active? Because if she is, we need her to do With All My Soul because I like her format. She just like
I like her format too. She did Lux number 1 through 3.
Oh, she probably rage quit those two.
I understand why she didn't.
She did The Cruel Prince and the Wicked King, but not The Queen of Nothing.
What? Oh, give us a date order. Like, when did you last post? Are you still active?
Yeah.
Are you still a person? Well, she's got like an upcoming recaps thing. I'm just looking at when this book was released.
She released something on January 7th, 2021. She is still active.
Excellent. Well,
I'm favoriting her website.
You know what's rude though? She needs to like stopping series partway through. She needs to do the whole series. Oh, that's so annoying as well. I've done like some Cassandra Clare books, right? But she's done 5 out of 6 of the Mortal Instruments books, and she's done 2 out of 3 for Infernal Devices and 2 out of 3 of the Dark Artifices. I'm like, does she just not do the last books of a series?
Probably rage quit. She's done Outlanders 1 through 6. All right, well, I'm gonna have to read those. I have to see what she says about this.
Because she's got up on her upcoming reviews some Rachel Kane books. I'm just wondering if she's done Morganville.
I apologize.
What happened in Outlander? A lot.
Oh, she's only done the first Morganville.
Can you please?
That's awesome. Oh, that makes me happy.
Saving series 1 book at a time. So
wait, she didn't do anything by the cast. Should we request?
No, don't do. No, we can't do that to other people.
Yes.
I like her.
Because after the movie ended, nothing happened.
Bullet point. Nothing. Done. Oh, she did Game of Thrones too.
Wow.
That's
serious. That's commitment.
She did Vampire Academy 1 through 6, Bloodlines 1 through 3.
Oh, so she didn't even. Honestly, I think from now on as well, like if we go to do a book, we need to see if she's done it because that's like that was a nice like it's nice to see bullet
That was a
points.
wonderful description. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, on Monday we're doing the next Morganville book.
Yep.
So we're trucking our way through that, and then we'll be done with this series. So then what are we doing next?
Fuck
I
if I
don't know.
know.
What are we? What did we want to go back to Pathfinder?
No, I don't. I'm rage quitting that.
All right, dope.
So you can do it alone, but I'm not doing it.
No,
I
would
would- I-
rather not.
Why would I do it by myself?
Yeah, Lorelei King doesn't save it, so I can't do it.
Let's see.
I know at some point I would like us to do the Chronicles of Ixia, but I don't like it. But they're not. I like the first trilogy. I can't stand the second trilogy, and the third trilogy. I'm like neutral.
Look at our list real
What
quick.
if we did a palette cleanser, like just a one palette cleanser, like a Jenny palette cleanser?
Is that a
We'll do a Jenny
cleanser?
palette.
I think we should just do a Jenny one-off palette cleanser.
Okay, we'll find a standalone Jenny.
Yeah, we have Unchained, Frigid, and Scorch because we've done Till Death. Let me close the document so you can edit it.
Okay. Yeah. So, these books aren't even in here. The books we just did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
going to her website.
Soul Screamers aren't even in here.
They're at the very bottom, but it's 50 Shades of Grey, 50 Shades Darker, and 50 Shades Freed are the books underneath it.
Are Soul Screamers in here?
It's at the very bottom of Bad Books.
Okay, with Jenny, do we want to do a standalone adult? Or
Yeah, because I never did it.
Let's do a fun standalone adult. Like, let's just have fun. You know, I want to have fun.
Yeah, so we've done Till Death. So there's Unchained, Frigid,
and we've
Scorched.
done Obsession. Yeah.
We've done Obsession?
Is Lux adjacent. It's Lux adjacent.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay, let's have a look. Okay, Frigid. For 21-year-old Sydney, being in love with Kyla isn't anything new. They'd been best friends ever since he pushed her down on the playground and she made him eat a mud pie. Summer of the year, she fell for him and fell hard. The big problem with that, Kyla puts the man in man-whore. He's never stayed with a girl longer than a few nights, and with it being their last year in college, Sid doesn't want to risk their friendship by declaring her love. Kyla has always put Sid on a pedestal that was too high for him to reach. To him, she's
Frigid.
perfect.
Okay, real quick.
She's everything.
We have to do Scorched if we do Frigid because it's a 2-book.
Then why is it in the standalone section?
Because we're dumb. But it's only 2
No,
books.
on her website. On her website.
Okay, because they can be read separately. That's why. But they go together.
Okay.
It's like the Gamble brothers. You don't have to read them in order.
Okay. Well, let's have a look.
It's like
at
a lot
Unchained
of romance. It's like a lot of romance books.
Okay, so Unchained is between the pissed off creatures that want demon hunter Lily Marks dead and the fallen angel who just wants her. Lily is about ready to trade in forever for a comfy job in a cubicle farm. Mortal enemies, the fact that Lily and Julian are civil to one another is enough to have her thrown out of the sanctuary. Even she can build a laundry list of why getting close to him is career suicide, but she can't shake her not-so-angelic stalker and how he brings her dangerously close to ecstasy. If Lily already didn't have enough problems, the hits just keep on coming. Blindsided when a traitor is discovered working from within the sanctuary, Lily is shocked to find he's determined to get her kicked out. Her relationship with Julian provides the perfect fuel for suspicion, and she quickly finds herself being hunted by, well, everyone. Her only hope is to discover the real traitor before she loses everything, and she'll need Julian's help. That is, if Julian is really there to help her or destroy her. Yeah, being a Nephilim isn't everything it's cracked up to be. End description.
Let's do it. Fuck it.
Okay, I'll see if I have that one, okay? Just give me a moment. I'm just gonna have a quick look and see if I have it. Okay. Unchain. No. You'll be pleased to know that I have both versions of the book.
Cool. Let's roll with that. So that's what we're gonna do next. So the next Morganville book and the series, another Morganville book, and then we'll do that. Possibly not in that order, depending on how things work out.
We'll work it out.
But I'll update the website, etc. So we will, with that, we will see you guys Monday. Thank you guys for watching, and